Well, this is my home. Hope you're having a good day wherever in the world you may be. And let's have a look at what we're going to learn today. So let me ask you a question. When was the last time you thought about your lighting? I don't mean when was the last time you turned your lights on or off, but when was the last time you really thought about the quality of light in your space? How it makes you feel and how it impacts your well-being and productivity? The built environment has a huge impact on how we live our lives. It influences how we feel, how we behave, and even how we work. As designers and as building professionals, we have the responsibility and the opportunity to use design to positively influence people's lives. So in this context, we need to take a human-centric approach to design where people are at the center of everything we do. And one way we can do that is through lighting. By considering the quality of light in our spaces, we can create environments that support people's needs and enhance their well-being. So with that, we come to the concept of human-centric lighting. Human-centric lighting is a lighting design approach that takes into account the impact of light on human health, well-being, and performance. It goes beyond simply providing adequate illumination and instead aims to create a lighting environment that supports the 24-hour human circadian rhythm. It also enhances visual comfort and performance while reducing the negative effects of lighting on human health. In practice, this means considering several factors such as the color temperature, the intensity, and the distribution of light in a space. By adjusting these factors, we can create an environment that is more conducive to productivity, focus, and overall well-being. I think HCL, or human-centric lighting, is important because it creates a link between our indoor and outdoor environments. It considers the natural variations in light throughout the day and the year and tries to replicate them indoors. This can help us maintain our natural sleep-wake cycle and improve our overall well-being. We know that exposure to daylight and natural light in general can have a positive impact on our mood, energy levels, and sleep quality. By incorporating HCL principles into our lighting design, we can mimic the benefits of natural light and create healthier and more sustainable indoor environments. So now, let's talk about the key components of human-centric lighting. There are three main components to consider: color temperature, illuminance, and the use of daylight. Let's start with color temperature. The color temperature of light refers to the warmth or coolness of a light source, and it's measured in Kelvin. Warm light has a color temperature of around 270 K, 230 K, while cool light has a color temperature of around 4000 K to 500 K. As designers, we need to consider the impact of different color temperatures on people's mood, productivity, and well-being. Warm light can create a relaxing and inviting atmosphere, which is important in spaces like bedrooms and living rooms. Cool light, on the other hand, can be more stimulating and can help people stay focused and alert, which is important in spaces like offices and classrooms. Another important factor to consider is the intensity of light, which is measured in lux. Different spaces have different lighting requirements based on the activities that take place there. For example, a classroom or an office may require more intense light than a library or a museum. It's important to strike a balance between having enough light to perform tasks and creating a comfortable and inviting space. Too much light can be harsh and uncomfortable, while too little light can strain the eyes and reduce productivity. Finally, let's talk about the use of daylight. Natural daylight has a unique quality that artificial light sources cannot replicate. It's constantly changing in color, temperature, and intensity throughout the day and the year. And this variation can have a positive impact on our mood, energy levels, and even our sleep quality. To take advantage of daylight, we need to design spaces that maximize natural light penetration and minimize glare and overheating. This can be achieved through the use of windows, skylights, and other passive design strategies. So now you know the basic components of human-centric lighting. But how do we actually put them into practice? Well, there are several tools and strategies we can use as lighting designers and architects. First, we can use tunable white lighting. Tunable white lighting systems allow us to adjust the color temperature of the light to suit the time of day or the activity taking place in the space. For example, warm light in the morning can help people wake up and get energized, while cooler light in the afternoon can help people focus and be productive. Another strategy is to use task lighting. Task lighting is used to illuminate specific work areas, and it's important to ensure that there is enough light to perform tasks safely and comfortably. This can be achieved through the use of desk lamps, track lighting, or other focused lighting strategies. We can also use ambient lighting to create a comfortable and inviting atmosphere in a space. Ambient lighting is used to illuminate the space as a whole, and it can help create a sense of place and identity. This can be achieved through the use of indirect lighting, such as floor lamps or wall-mounted lights. And finally, we need to consider the use of daylight. As I mentioned earlier, natural daylight has unique qualities that can benefit our well-being and productivity. We can take advantage of daylight by designing spaces that maximize natural light penetration and minimize glare and overheating. This can be achieved through the use of windows, skylights, and other passive design strategies. So what are some examples of successful human-centric lighting design? One great example is the Edge in Amsterdam. The Edge is a highly sustainable office building that incorporates HCL principles into its design. The building's lighting system is able to mimic the natural light cycle, and this helps create a healthy and productive work environment. Another great example is the Tianjin Binhai Library in China. This library uses a variety of lighting strategies to create a calm and inviting atmosphere. The lighting design includes a combination of ambient, task, and accent lighting, as well as natural light from the building's large windows. The result is a space that is both functional and beautiful, which encourages people to relax and enjoy reading. So now let's talk about the challenges of implementing HCL. One of the main challenges is the cost. Implementing an HCL system can be expensive, especially when compared to traditional lighting systems. However, the long-term benefits to the health and well-being of the occupants can make it worthwhile. Another challenge is the complexity. Designing an HCL system requires specialized knowledge and skills. Lighting designers need to understand the science of human-centric lighting and how it impacts the built environment. They also need to be able to work closely with architects and other stakeholders to develop a lighting plan that meets the specific needs of the space. Finally, there can be resistance to change. Some people may be resistant to the idea of changing the lighting in their space, especially if they are used to a certain level of illumination or color temperature. Lighting designers need to be able to communicate the benefits of HCL clearly and effectively to these people in order to gain their buy-in. So what are some ways we can overcome these challenges? One way is through education. By educating the public and building professionals about the benefits of HCL, we can create awareness and interest in this lighting approach. Education can help people understand the value of investing in HCL systems and the importance of working with lighting designers to implement them. Another way we can overcome these challenges is through collaboration. Collaboration between lighting designers, architects, engineers, and other stakeholders is essential to the successful implementation of HCL. By working together, professionals can develop a lighting plan that meets the specific needs of the space and the people who use it. Finally, we need to advocate for policy changes. In some cases, policy changes are needed to allow for the implementation of HCL. For example, some building codes may not address HCL principles, so we need to advocate for changes that promote this lighting approach. Policy changes can help create an enabling environment for the use of HCL in buildings. There are several organizations that are doing great work in the field of HCL. The Illuminating Engineering Society, or IES, is a professional organization for lighting designers, and it has several resources on HCL, including a white paper on the topic. The International Commission on Illumination, or CIE, is an international organization that develops standards and recommendations for lighting. The CIE has a technical report on HCL that provides guidance on how to implement this lighting approach. One organization that is doing great work in the field of HCL is the Human-Centric Lighting Society. We at Gravity are dedicated to advancing the understanding and application of HCL, and it has a network of lighting designers, researchers, and other stakeholders who are passionate about this lighting approach. So that was a quick introduction to human-centric lighting. I hope you found this video informative, and I hope it's given you food for thought as you think about the lighting in your own spaces. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Visit us at www.gravityfc.com to find out more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.